Hello everybody! Welcome back to my channel! It's been a hot minute since I have filmed in here. It feels good to be back in action, filming the August favorites / August beauty roundup for you. I've been trying to keep up with this somewhat consistently, giving you guys all of my thoughts and feelings on the products that I have been using over the last month. It's not necessarily favorites, but I do discuss favorites as well as some not so favorites from the month. So that's what we're going to do today. Forewarning you that this is going to be a long video. I have a lot of feelings, a lot of knowledge that I want to impart on you guys. So, you know, grab a coffee. So before we begin, for a quick little life update, we are officially home. And it is officially September, which is crazy. I can't believe it's September. I can't believe fall is upon us. So I wanted to ask you guys to let us know in the comments down below, first of all, how your summers were. Let us know all your feelings, how you were enjoying the summer, winter, if you're in other parts of the world. And also please do let me know any kind of fall related content that you want to see from me. Autumn, fall. It is my favorite time of the year. It is my favorite time of the year. I love fall fashion. I love fall crisp air. I love the changing of the leaves. I love fall, and I want to plan some fun autumnal related videos for you guys. So let me know all of those things in the comments down below. And also, you know, while you're at it, give this video a thumbs up if you like it and subscribe to my channel. Click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me. We are getting back to it. We're getting back into the groove of things, back into the schedule. We have slept off our jet lag and we are home and excited for the fall. So let us get on to the beauty roundup from August. I want to do a quick little fire round, if you will. Just a couple things that I've already been talking about a lot over the month. And then I really want to go deeply into skincare and a few other things. First of all, on my face right now, I recently purchased the Kosas 8th Muse Cream Duo, this blush and highlight duo. I love it. I love the color. This is all that's on my cheeks as well as my lips. I just took this and rubbed it onto my lips and I think it's beautiful. Love that. Kind of a fun little duo in place of the Tata Harper Very Charming cream blush. On my eyes, I'm wearing Tom Ford Abyssinian as well as the Shiseido Solar 2. Wearing that with the Tom Ford Badass Black Mascara, and I have been getting so many questions on Instagram about what mascara I've been wearing every day, you guys. I know it's expensive. I know, and I have been so profusely on expensive products, but it's the best mascara I've ever used. It's the best, and it pretty much hasn't left my eyeballs for a long time. So that's what I've been wearing. A little update on the soap brows front, which again, I will reiterate that you can buy whatever clear soap from the drugstore, but I did purchase this for science and reviewing purposes. So I do have the official soap brows, you know, branded thing. This is a Benefit spoolie, which has turned out to be very incredible. I really like this spoolie. So Benefit, thank you for that. But I wanted to give you guys an update because the other day Dan was like, babe, what's on your eyebrows? I was like, what do you mean? And I had been wearing it for a particularly long time and I had like speckles of soap all throughout my eyebrows. So I'm still kind of trying to work with it, and I feel like it's very easy for me to go overboard when I'm applying this, and by overboard I mean like just loading up the spoolie with too much product, and I have found that going over top of it with a clear brow gel helps remove some of those soap speckles. So that is how I've been wearing it. I've been layering a clear brow gel over top of it just to remove any of the excess soap particles. And I'm still getting the effect of the soap brows, the look, the feathered look that I like, but then I'm not having any crap dangling all over my face. So that's a soap brows update. And really briefly, I wanted to mention the Way Hair Care Leave-In Conditioner. We actually got this as a gift at this a Dyson event that I went to a few months ago now. I don't remember when that was, but if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen it. And this was a gift. They actually gifted us a bunch of Way hair care products in our Dyson bag, which was very kind. Dyson, love you forever. And this leave-in conditioner is incredible. I have used it so much more than it looks. I've just been bathing my hair in this and it feels great, and you can style your hair as normal or use it as a mask, whatever you prefer, but for a leave-in conditioner, it's been leaving my hair feeling very, very soft. So wanted to toss that in as a little hair bonus. Okay, so those are the brief little fire rounds done. Let's dive in to the true August roundup. First of all, I really want to touch on the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate because I've been using this a lot this month. I did pack it with me on my travels, and I feel like I have stated my final thoughts many a times, but I wanted to, you know, give it a final discussion, my final words on the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. The packaging is beautiful. I love pulling Tom Ford products out of my makeup bag. I feel like a bougie bitch, and it makes me feel luxe and it makes me feel good when I use a Tom Ford product, whether that is completely made up in my mind or if it's just because it has an enormous price tag. And this is like applying money to your face, basically. I will say I've decided I dislike the highlighter in this palette. I didn't mention that I have 01 Intensity 1, which apparently is the original. I don't like the highlight. I think there are many better cream highlights, and I find myself using additional highlights on top of this if I do use it. I have rarely used this alone, so therefore I determined that I do not like the highlight. The cream, I'm wearing it on my face right now. I've been wearing it a ton. I do love it. It's a fantastic product. It blends out beautifully. The shading it gives is like a contour and a bronzer in one, and it blends out so beautifully. It looks very natural on the skin. However, this palette is $117 Canadian, and I'm using it simply because I spent that money on it, not because I think it is better than any of the other cream products I have. As I mentioned before, Milk Makeup Baked Bronzer or the Nude Sticks Bronzer would be an incredible cream product dupe for this. Kevyn Aucoin also in the sculpting powder, they have this in cream. I tried to buy it to compare the two products, but it was actually sold out, which was very sad. So I want to try and get my hands on that so I can officially compare it. But every other cream product is half the price of this. And that is why I think that all of the other products should be used in place of this, because it's just absurdly expensive. There's nothing within my soul that would justify me saying to you to buy this, you know? So that's how I feel. That's how I feel. It's beautiful. It's not worth the price. Secondly, the Flower Beauty Draw the Line Eyebrow Pencil is fantastic. It is the best eyebrow pencil that I have used from the drugstore. The only other one that I would love probably equally is the NYX eyebrow pencil, but that is because that one has a very, very fine tip. But this one, in terms of formula, creaminess, blendability, shade, I love it, and the spoolie is exceptional too. And I've even been bending it and using it with the soap brows, and it hasn't destroyed it. So this is incredible. Still loving it so much. I did want to update you guys on the Surratt Beauty Perfectionniste Concealer Palette. I've been using the shade 3. I did travel with this. I think it's beautiful. It is also another question of price because this is $74 Canadian, which I almost didn't even realize, and that makes me sad. I don't even notice the money I'm spending on makeup anymore because I just see it as a business purchase, because this is what I'm doing for a job, and I'm kind of like blinders on for prices a lot of the time, which is bad. Gotta get this in check. But anyway, this is $74 for 2 cream concealers and a powder. Now I wanted to mention this key point. Each of these cream products in here is 0.09 ounces, okay? So you get 0.18 ounces of concealer in here, plus a powder, which I still have yet to even swatch. So I'm basing this on concealer. So 0.18 ounces of concealer. Okay, comparatively, the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer is 0.21 ounces. The Radiant Creamy Concealer is 0.22 ounces. The LC Cosmetics Concealer, which I would deem as the closest in terms of finish, is 0.50 ounces. Over double the product in here. And the Nude Sticks Concealer Pencil is 0.08 ounces, which I thought was really interesting because that's even less. And it looks like a big pencil, which is so misleading, if you will. So anyway, my main point of that is it's a lovely concealer. I've thoroughly enjoyed using it. I like having the 2 different shades, but for price per weight of product that you're getting, I would stick to these. Beautiful, lovely for travel, especially when your skin tone fluctuates like mine does. But the price, it is a pricey thing. It's very, very pricey, you know what I'm saying? So moving on to what I think is going to be the largest, longest, most blabbery part of this video, I want to talk to you guys about the NYX Bear With Me primer. Now, I have been using this a ton since I did the little Ulta run. We did that in the vlog. I featured it in a drugstore related video, and I've been using it since. And I also traveled with this to Spain and France. I packed it. I think it's a beautiful product. It is an incredible glow-giving primer. It has cannabis sativa seed oil in it, which is, you know, really hopping on this whole cannabis trend. And I was really excited about it, and I do really love the look and the finish that it gives my skin. I had included this in my August roundup to be a favorite, and then I wanted to, you know, I've been feeling really, may I say, self-conscious about my lack of knowledge when it comes to general ingredient lists. And I find myself, I'm one of those people who are, I'm curious, but I don't like to do hard work and deep diving into the knowledge that is behind these things. And anyway, I was looking up this product and I was like, I want to know why I like it. And then the fourth ingredient listed on this NYX Bear With Me primer is alcohol denat. That's what it says. And I know that jokingly, I have said that out loud many times on my channel over the years, alcohol denat. And I just had this moment where I was like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what alcohol denat means. So I went on this deep dive of comparing different alcohols when they're used in skincare and cosmetics and why they are either bad or good. There's apparently many lists of bad and good alcohols when it comes to makeup. And the reason why I was specifically wanting to look this up is because it's a primer. So for myself, I feel like I'm really aware of what skincare products I'm using. My skin is very, very sensitive and very instantly reactive to products. And I just felt that if it's a primer especially, that's the first product I'm putting on my face after I'm applying my skincare. So if I'm gonna look into anything, it should be the first one, you know, the first layer of defense that I'm looking into. I know my skincare is very good and clean, but I hadn't looked deeply into makeup thus far. So anyway, I went on the alcohol denat train because other than that, it's water, glycerin, another one I don't know, and the cannabis sativa seed oil, and then alcohol denat. So what I gathered from alcohol denat is that there are lists of good alcohols, which I'll list some right here, and then bad alcohols, which is what I gathered right here from numerous different websites I went to. You guys can do your own research and deep dive into this. I'm still trying to learn. And from this list, the good alcohols, from what I gathered, are derived from plants. So they're vegetable derived, and they're fatty alcohols, and they're not drying or irritating. They can help to keep the moisture in and have other effects when it comes to the products. So the denatured alcohol is ethanol, from what I gathered, with something added to it to make it taste bad so that people don't consume it like they would an alcoholic beverage. And that has really awful skin irritating properties. And it has anti-greasing properties and many things that might seem good, especially for people with oily skin, from what I gathered on these things I was reading. But over time, it just irritates your skin and dries it out, basically. So I find that interesting that this is listed as a radiance and hydrating primer that is sensitive skin friendly, but that very, very, like, apparently known ingredient, alcohol denat, is the fourth ingredient in the product. So you may be thinking, wow, why are you suddenly going so deeply and ranting into this one ingredient in this one product? And again, it's just because it's a primer and it's the first product I'm using. And I then, going into this deep dive, decided to go through all of the primers and bases that I've been using recently and comparing the ingredient lists and whatnot. And I'm actively just going to be like, listen, this looked nice, but I'm going to stop using this just because my skin is so sensitive and I don't want to use these things that may be irritating the crap out of it. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. And this also stems from the fact that A, I've been feeling self-conscious about my lack of knowledge lately, and B, I just went on this amazing, beautiful trip in France with Caudalie, and being able to listen to them and the amount of work and effort that they do to keep all their products like super clean and very natural and very, you know, sensitive skin sensitive. And I just thought, I have a plethora of products. I have access to unlimited products here. I feel like it's my duty to tell you guys, you know, what's the best. And I don't want to be putting this stuff on my face anymore, even when I do like the kind of drugstore dupes video, because I know that price can be a huge factor. The least I can do is look into the main base of my makeup and what is the best for that. So based on all of the things that I use, Smashbox Primerizer, Welleda Skin Food, Ciate Hydrating Primer, and the Vichy Mineral 89, in terms of ingredients, in terms of cost, and what you're getting and putting on your face, the Vichy Mineral 89 as a hydrating base, not necessarily a makeup primer, but I don't really use primers anyway on a daily basis. But for a hydrating base, this one was like the best out of the board. It's alcohol-free, silicone-free. The Smashbox Primerizer apparently is silicone-based. And it feels amazing. I mean, at the end of the day, do what feels best on your skin. But all across the board for $29 Canadian, and for the very, very minimal ingredient list here, this seemed to be the best, and it's the one I've been loving and using a lot. So I was kind of like, all right, this is the one I'm gonna put my focus into from now on. So that's my roundup. Out of all the primers and knowledge that I've gleaned over the last little bit, this one's the best out of the arsenal that I currently have. And those are just a few little things that I've learned. I've been feeling inspired and feeling this really deep, heavy sense of burden lately on the endless amounts of products that I have been throwing at you guys. And so I just felt the need to dive a little deeper in that. So that's that. I'm curious to know your guys' thoughts on these things and alcohol ingredients and all that. Teach me something, teach us something in the comments down below if you have any thoughts and feelings on that. If any of you are a professional when it comes to skincare and these ingredients, let us know. Tell us something in the comments down below. I want to hear from you guys. I want to learn more about what I'm putting on my face. Speaking of putting things on your face, a quick little roundup on, you know, foundations and things that I've been using this month. The Fenty Beauty foundation. It's beautiful. I absolutely loved it. It's been getting a lot of mixed reviews. I personally prefer to apply it with a beauty sponge, a wet sponge. And the important thing to note is that this is a very, very full coverage, medium to full coverage foundation. So on a daily basis, you guys know I love to use a lighter base when I'm having a breakout and I want to be covering stuff. I want to have a flawless finish and I want something that's really long lasting for an event, photography, whatever. This is a beautiful, beautiful option for dry skin. It's fantastic. I did an entire review on it and I will link that in the description box down below. As for the other ones, the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, Illuminating. I really don't have anything too exceptional to say about this. It's like many other tinted moisturizers I've used. I think it's lovely. It doesn't stand out. I have been using it, but it kind of just, as far as tinted moisturizers go, I see it really equally as any other tinted moisturizers. The Pat Magrath Skin Fetish Foundation, $90. Super expensive. It looks beautiful, but it's not worth $90. Many other foundations that I would use in place of that for a much cheaper price. Let's move on to skincare. I have a couple things that I wanted to touch on, update you guys on, round you up on. First being the Henrikson Fat Glow Facial. I did talk about this very briefly once on Instagram stories. If you're not following me on Instagram, at allanaramaa, give me a follow, come say hi on the Instagram fam. I was really hesitant. They sent me this and I was hesitant to use it because oftentimes any kind of like PHA, AHA, whatever AA acid is scary for my skin, my very, very sensitive skin. But this one is for helping with dryness. It's supposed to exfoliate, illuminate, and brighten the skin and help with dark spots and a bunch of other things that, you know, it is said to do. And it's also supposed to help with hydration. And I used this, followed the instructions, put it on for 15 minutes, whatever, and it felt fantastic. My skin visibly and in feeling felt so much softer after. And I intentionally avoided the kind of direct under eye area on my skin. So just right here, I applied it everywhere else and my skin felt incredible. Really, truly incredible after. And I was really impressed with that. And I didn't have any hive, breakout, redness, nothing. It was great. It felt amazing. And I did feel like it would be something I will use like pre-event or pre any kind of, you know, special occasion, something. It was a lovely facial. So I was very impressed with that. Thank you, Leah Henrikson, for sending that along. A product I didn't like, I purchased this a while ago. I think I mentioned this on Instagram stories, but I purchased the new Fresh Sugar Strawberry Exfoliating Face Wash. And a lot of you were asking how it compares to the Soy Face Exfoliant, which I have used and loved from Fresh for years and years and years. And I really don't like this, mainly because of the smell. It's just like, it smells, I don't know, I'm like pretty sensitive to certain scents, I guess, and this one just smells so sweet. It smells like strawberry candy, and it kind of just puts me off. I don't know, I really don't like the scent, and I just like the feeling and the effect of the Soy Face Exfoliant better. So if I was to choose between the two, I'd go for the Soy Face Exfoliant. This one was like, I don't know, I just didn't like it as much. So that was my little update on that. Let's talk about some cleansing oils, because I did mention that I purchased the Uemura Sublime Beauty Cleansing Oil. This is $50 Canadian. And then I recently, on my Caudalie trip, was introduced to their cleansing oil, the moisturizing grape and sweet almond makeup cleansing oil. Out of the two, they both do what they're meant to do as a cleansing oil. I use it as a kind of like a double cleanse moment. I'll use this to remove and break up any of the makeup on my skin before going in with a makeup remover or my cleanser, whatever process I'm doing that day. But for price and for ingredients and overall feeling, I would definitely go with this one. This one's $37. So it is a much cheaper product for the exact same size, better ingredients. This one has 8 ingredients. This one had 28. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. I can read the ingredients on here. You know, really loving that. I'm gonna keep that in my. I'm gonna keep both of them in my bathroom. I'm gonna use them. You know, but in terms of price, I would go with the Caudalie. And then as another little update, I've been using this for so long and I didn't even notice this. Dan actually pointed this out. My Herbivore Phoenix facial oil. I've been using this. You wouldn't know. I don't know how the frig I didn't even get to half of this because I've been, well, at first I was using it at night and then I've been using it day and night for, I want to say like over a year. It has been a long time since I've had this in my life and it doesn't have an expiry, any indicator on this. But as Dan pointed out, it was once orange and it has turned yellow. And I don't know if that will like hurt me or burn me or ruin my skin at all, but all I know is that that probably means it's gone off and that I should stop using that, which makes me sad because this was an expensive, very expensive oil. And it feels so nice and I love it. My skin eats it up. It's lovely. So for those of you who have had this happen, shall I assume that I should cease use of this because it has changed color? Let me know in the comments down below. But in the meantime, Caudalie did hook me up with their Vinosource Overnight Recovery Oil, and this is their oil for dry to very dry skin. I've used this before in the past. I actually feel like I gave it to my mom because my mom has very, very dry skin. Whenever I find something really nice and, you know, I got a lot of products going on in here, I think I gave that to her. But this is lovely, and this is what I'm going to be using in place of that if this is indeed gone bad. This is what I shall move on to. So this is the kind of the new in that I'm going to be using. And for a final product that I wanted to mention, because listen, Caudalie hooked us up with so many products. I'm really excited to continue to use them and play with them and dive more deeply into the brand. This is the Vinosource SOS Intense Moisturizing Cream. This is beautiful. The packaging is lovely. It smells amazing. I have already used so much of it. And the reason being because you can use it day and night. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more cost effective, it's not really in your budget to buy like multiple creams for everyday use, this is a nice option. If you have very, very dry skin, it's very thick, very, very creamy, very intensely hydrating. As the name would suggest, this is a great option if you want to use something day and night. It's beautiful. And paired with this at night, it's lovely. And I also wanted to mention another brief thing that I learned, a fun fact for you all, because I was getting a lot of comments about the Caudalie, and while I was there on Instagram and DMs and whatnot, a lot of you guys were mentioning and talking about the fact that Caudalie is not cruelty-free. And I just wanted to say that the owner, Mathilde of Caudalie, they are working with trying to develop alternative sources for product testing for China and the Chinese government. So the products that we use are not tested on animals. It's the fact that they're sold in China, and and China themselves, they personally test on animals. And Caudalie has been funding and working with other brands who are doing the same thing and trying to actually develop alternative testing methods for them in China. So I applaud that, and I think that it is incredible for the brand to be taking that upon themselves to try and help them develop instead of just shunning. So that's kind of my thought on that. But along with that, while I was looking into it, I realized I learned a fun fact. That's the Clean at Sephora section. You know, if you guys noticed, Sephora introduced their Clean at Sephora section, and that is what I have been purchasing. When I've been doing my clean beauty videos, I've been, you know, going to the detox market and whatnot and purchasing things, and then also just purchasing from the Clean at Sephora section. So all of the products that have a green check mark are dubbed Clean at Sephora. And I think what's interesting when it comes to clean beauty is that any kind of retailer has a different classification. Everyone has their own idea of what is clean beauty. So certain you know, stores like the Truth Beauty Company, the Detox Market, all these different places, and Sephora, they all have their own kind of guidelines for what they deem as clean beauty. And a lot of people will, you know, go into the products themselves, into the ingredients and whatnot, and then they'll also go as far as like sustainability. Is the packaging recyclable? They look at all these different things like cruelty-free. And fun fact about the Sephora Clean Beauty, their requirements, they have an exclusion list. So they have an ingredient list that you can find on their website that all of the Clean at Sephora products have to follow, and it's just a list of excluded ingredients, and that's gives them their stamp of approval, as well as being under 1% fragrance in their ingredients. So it actually doesn't require being cruelty-free. So I just thought that was a fun fact because I didn't know that, and I know that cruelty-free, it is of utmost importance for many people, and I just assumed, and assuming makes an ass out of you and me. I just assumed that anything that has like a clean label also falls under the cruelty-free umbrella. So fun fact, it is not always the case. So if you're into that and you're looking to make a transition into these things, take a read on it, take a 5-minute gander. I have been, my brain's exploding. I'm trying to become a more learned soul, and that's that. There's been so many fun facts today for you guys. So that's it, guys. That's my August beauty roundup. Those are a few products I wanted to mention, a few favorites, a few fun facts that I've learned surrounding some of the products this month. Let me know all of your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. And let's learn together, fam. Let's have a good old discussion in the comment section down below. Let me know what videos you want to be seeing from me in the upcoming seasons. And let me know some things that you are loving and have loved over the last month. How was your summer, guys? Are you excited for fall? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye! You know, I never would have noticed that if you hadn't pointed that out.